Absolutely. We got a couple of emails already that came in, but if you want to email next week, it is info@latalkradio.com, and we'll be glad to answer your email questions. Moving towards the topic of car safety, I have Candace Kita here, our lovely Hottie Help person, so I'm going to put her on the hot spot. Lisa from Redondo Beach asks, what do you do if you're being followed in a car?
That's actually a really good question. I would say first off to remain calm and to make certain that you are indeed being followed. And I think a good way to see if that is true is do what I call the left, or right, left, right test. And what you should do is when you're driving, make a left, see if the person is following you, make a right, and see if they continue to follow you, and make another left. And if they make 3 times, if they're following you, then it's pretty certain that they are indeed, on your tail.
What's next after that?
Then I think it's, once again, if you realize that, remain calm. It's one of the most important things. And then what you could do is go to a place, a location where there's a lot of people. If it's nighttime, there are several locations that are open 24 hours a day. For example, there's Denny's, 7-Eleven, Taco Bell, Norm's.
You seem to have a real good working knowledge of fast food, Candace.
I am from the South, and I love fast food.
If you want to know where a KFC is in L.A., ask Candace. Oh, yeah, there's one on Sawtell.
I should have like a KFC blog, KFC website, and I could blog in it every day. But these places in 7-Eleven and Chevrons, a lot of times these places are open 24 hours a day. And they're well lit, they're well populated, and they also have a lot of times surveillance cameras in the parking lot.
That's a really fantastic tip. And
very important.
7-Elevens are everywhere, and again, they're well lit. And once your scare is over, you can get a Slurpee.
Right, exactly. And
I always reward myself with a Slurpee after I've been followed.
Or after anything, really.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
go to the Slurpee every day.
That's true.
You live with a perpetually blue tongue. But also another thing I think is...
But at least I haven't Frenched a python.
Oh, yeah. Poor Enya, Frenching a python.
I'm never going to live it down.
But another thing I think is people always say there's no place like home, but there's no place like home except for now. Obviously, if somebody is following you, most women...
Don't bring them back to the...
Exactly. Don't bring them back to the roost. Most women always feel like home is safe. Home is the place...
Safe base.
Exactly. The place that you go home to, you're safe there, you know it. If somebody's following you, that's the last place that you want to go. You're letting that person know where you live. So if they don't find you now, they can always come back. So instead, if you can find like one of these places that I just mentioned, or if you can find a place like a fire department, a police station.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a phone call coming in. I'm going to grab that right now.
Sure.
Hello, you are on the air with Candace Kita, Enya Flack. This is Hottie Help. Hey there. Hello?
Hi, this is, I'm calling in with a question.
Yes, absolutely. Who is this calling in, by the way?
This is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, good to see you. I guess I can see you in my mind's eye.
Is she a blonde or brunette, Dad?
Let's not go there. She has a snake on. That's the only thing I can tell you. Kathy, what is your question?
I had a question about parking lot safety.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I work in a store that often I have to leave late at night because I have to close. And so it's, because I'm an employee, we can't park right next to the store. And that usually means some kind of, walking alone, dark parking lot night. And I really don't know what to, I've been lucky so far, but at the same time, I don't know how to kind of make sure that I stay lucky. I mean, short of like, carrying a flashlight with me or something like that. I'm not sure, how do I make sure that I get, that I get to the car in one piece?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's almost like staying lucky is beating the odds, and I think the only way to do that is to have luck and thinking ahead in your favor. One of the things I can think of right off the bat is when you leave the store, you should have your key in your hand before, so you don't fumble around in your purse outside, especially if it's dark, you can't find it. And you mentioned a flashlight. A flashlight is a great thing, too, that you can also have on your keychain. But not only the have your keychain in your hand, but have the specific key in your hand. So you go straight from your store to the parking lot. And if it's a very large parking lot, another thing I do is word association. Always think about where your car is. And at the end of the day, if you're working and you're there for 8 hours, you might not remember. So, for example, if you're in section A4, then think of word association, apples for you.
And I know how you came up with this.
How?
The Disneyland parking lot.
Oh, absolutely. Are you in Goofy?
And so you come up with little statements
That's a
like,
good idea.
I'm Goofy for Candace.
Exactly. And it makes sense because it's like, Goofy for Candace would be G4.
Right.
Section G for apples for you is section A4. And it's easy to remember, and that way you get out at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, what section am I in? And also to look for markers and indicators where, you're by this lamppost, or you're by this pylon, but don't use another car as an indicator. Like, I'm parked by this red van, I'll remember. Well, 8 hours later, that red van may be gone, and all the other cars are different. You're not going to remember where you are. Another thing that I can think right off the top of my head is it's important for you, if possible, to back into the space, because that allows for easy exit instead of pulling in. And some people, they don't want you to do that, but if you're like at Disneyland, I don't think anybody's going to care. So try to back into your car space. And of course, if you're there for 8 hours a day, I don't know, do you eat lunch in your car, Kathy?
No, not usually. No, I usually don't.
Do you ever nap in your car during break?
Yes, I have. Yeah, guilty as charged.
Okay, no, don't do that. I would say, to anybody else who's listening, never eat in your car with your windows down and your car unlocked.
Really?
Because you're in your car, you're preoccupied with eating, and you're kind of just sitting there. And same with napping.
But what if it's a really garlicky meal and you don't want to? Or you cook fish.
Meal.
You cook fish in the microwave, and you don't want to eat in the lunchroom because everybody's going to be mad at you.
Right, exactly. It's like try not to stay away from the Korean food, the fish, the garlic, all that. But also, I would say not to nap in the car because you have the windows rolled down because it's hot outside, your door's unlocked, and you're completely unaware because you're sound asleep. Things like that, you have to think ahead of time and don't dawdle. There's no reason why you should be dawdling between getting from for example, the mall to your car, and you're kind of looking around and you're preoccupied on your cell phone, or you're sitting in your car for 30 minutes talking on your phone. I mean, those are people that are going to get, attacked, or they're going to get robbed because you're preoccupied doing something else and you're basically a sitting duck.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for your concern.
Thank you.
And now do not eat garlicky food in your car and then fall asleep and fall into a food coma afterwards.
Right. I actually have one more thing to say to you, Kathy.
Yes.
When you said that you park, I can't remember, did you say that you park far away from the store or you're able to park closer?
No, we can't park close to the store.
Because you're an employee.
Right.
Right. I would say, if at all possible, don't park in the boonies. To most people, I'd say don't park out there. Is there possible that you can park near the hub of activity, or if you can park closer to a light or where more people are?
Right.
That's a place. I mean, even if you're far, you need to park where other people are parking and park where the parking lot lights are, so you're not in the dark or you're close to shrubbery or bushes. You really